These are the top 3 best credit cards for anyone that has bad credit. Listen, I get it. It's really confusing because all these amateur credit repair people out there love to tell you, oh, it's okay. You can get a Credit One, an Open Sky, a First Premier. They're just entry-level cards. They're not a big deal. But no, you don't need to get those crappy credit cards. They're not necessary. We do not want any credit cards, whether they are beginner cards or intermediate credit cards for people with bad credit that have any annual fees. Why are you paying these crappy credit card companies fees to give you absolutely nothing? It makes no sense. Now, there's going to be some people that are coming to the comments and say, well, my Credit One doesn't have an annual fee. Of course, there are some that offer no annual fee, but they still charge you other fees for other things. Let's be honest with each other. And what's going to happen is, as you continue along on your journey with your credit and your credit score improves and you start to see that score rise, you're going to want to get other credit cards and you're going to get away from that crappy credit card, and then you're eventually going to want to close it. And the longer you keep it on your credit report and then you close it, the more it's going to hurt your credit score, because when you close a credit card account or any account, it's going to reduce your average age of credit. And then it's also going to remove available credit from that actual credit line from the credit card. So you want to make sure that you're making the right decisions whenever you add any credit card to your credit profile. And this is why this list is going to be important for anyone out there that has bad credit. You want to make sure that you watch this till the end, because number 1 is going to shock you. It's a credit card that nobody talks about. So without further ado, let's jump into this list of the top 3 best credit cards for anyone with bad credit. Coming in at number 3 is the Discover It Secured Credit Card. Now, stop. Don't freak out. I know what you're gonna say, but I got bad credit. How can they approve me? There's always a chance. And the reason why I love this credit card so much, because guess what? It graduates. And if you've been a follower or subscriber, you're gonna know that I'm not a fan of secured credit cards. But this specific credit card right here, the Discover It Secured Credit Card, graduates to an unsecured. So they literally will give you your deposit back as a statement credit, and then they're actually going to raise your credit limit as long as you're not carrying a balance and you're doing everything properly that you should with them and never getting the late payment. That's the goal with the Discover It credit card. One of the biggest reasons why I'm a huge fan of Discover is because there is no hard inquiry to see if you are pre-approved. Now, normally speaking, even if you're pre-approved, it doesn't mean that you're actually approved. Now, there's no harm to your credit score to see if you are pre-approved with Discover. Discover is the only one, literally the only credit card company / bank that will tell you, congratulations, you're pre-approved, and you actually are. A lot of the other banks and credit card companies that do this whole pre-approval thing, usually they'll tell you, yeah, congratulations, you're pre-approved. Then you're like, denied, but you just told me, like, what are we doing here? That's what we don't want and we don't like. But with Discover It, if they tell you you're in, then you're in. And you're probably asking yourself, well, how does he know that? Well, I have a Discover card, and for years I wanted a Discover card, and they kept shooting me down, and I paid attention to the denial letter after the second time, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna work on what they told me to. I know better. I should be better about this. So I worked on it. I fixed it. I came back. They sent me an email to let me know, hey, you're pre-approved for the Discover It card. And I was like, game on, Discover, let's go. I went and applied. They said I was pre-approved, and then it went all the way through, and they said, congratulations, you're approved for the Discover It card. Now, it wasn't the secured one, but it's the same system, same ecosystem, if you get what I'm trying to say here. Now, if you are pre-approved, you must actually fund the credit card with your own money. Entry level for this card is going to be $200. Anytime you ever get a secured credit card, never ever carry a balance while you're building a relationship with this new bank, because that's what the bank wants to see. Don't listen to these idiots out there that say, no, you need to carry a balance. It keeps your credit score the highest peak possible. No, not necessary. Pay off your credit card in full every single month, and then this specific credit card, after 7 months of making sure you're making automatic payments, you're paying your credit card on time, they're going to review your account to see if you can actually get your deposit back, and then they're going to unsecure it and raise that credit limit. Usually what we have seen with our clients that were in our programs, they gave them their money back and then bumped them all the way up to $1,000 credit limit, which is not bad. It's great for being a person that's rebuilding your credit. This is the only secured credit card that actually has has rewards, and those rewards are cash back features. Now, all of these other secured credit cards are just gonna ask for your deposit and then charge you an annual fee plus every other fee that they can possibly charge you, because they know that this is the only option you have. But here's the Discover It for this reason. Now, you're going to get 2% cash back bonus at gas station and restaurants up to $1,000 in combined purchases each quarter. Now, automatically, remember that's automatic. Plus, you're going to earn unlimited 1% cash back on all other purchases. And it doesn't just stop there, because you're going to get 2x cash back. So what they're gonna do, they're going to match your cash back that you stack up. And let's say, for instance, if you do $500 in cash back, Discover is gonna match it with another $500 for your first year that you have your credit card with Discover. This is something that they do with their unsecured cards also, which is why I'm a huge fan of it. And I was like, yo, I gotta rack up as much cash back as I can, because who doesn't like free money? I do. And of course, to finish this card off, there's no annual fee whatsoever to hold this card in your wallet, so it can be what we call a lifetime card. Now, a little insider tip: if you are in the Discover It family, you can request a credit limit increase inside of the Discover app at least once every 6 months, or a minimum of once every year, and there is no hard inquiry to see if you qualify for any type of credit limit increase. I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that signed up for Dispute Beast and are working hard to fix their credit using the most advanced DIY credit repair software ever created that anyone can use. If you need to fix your credit, link is gonna be in the description. Coming in at number 2 is a credit card that gets a lot of hate. I mean, so much hate that people talk trash about it all over the internet, and people love to say that the Platinum secured card with Capital One is a scam, and I'm here to tell you it's actually not. You just don't know how to use it properly, unfortunately. So let's break down the number 2 spot that goes to Capital One, the Platinum secured credit card. In case you've been living under a rock, Capital One is one of the largest subprime lenders in the United States. So let's say hypothetically you ruined your Capital One account a few years ago, a long time ago. Guess what? Capital One will let you back into the family, but you're gonna have to work for it. And the only way they're gonna let you back in is if you get the Platinum secured credit card. Now, they do have another Platinum card that is unsecured, but this is the entry level for someone that has bad credit. Now, your deposit is going to vary anywhere from $49 all the way up to $250. Now, we haven't seen anyone ask for a $500 deposit, but I'm not saying it's uncommon. It just depends on how raggedy your credit is. Let's keep it 100 here, okay? Now, be aware, the Platinum card does have a pre-approval link where it tells you no risk to your credit score, there's no impact. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if they say you're approved, then you actually go through with it and you move forward, and they say, sorry, you're denied. Don't be shocked. It happens. It's happened to so many people. This is why I'm not a fan of the pre-approvals. Just tell us, am I approved or am I not approved? It's just that simple. But if you get in, you are in the Capital One family for life. All you have to do is use your credit card responsibly and pay it off in full every single month. Put your Netflix, your Hulu, your cell phone bill, your light, your water, whatever it may be, to use that credit card as much as you possibly can responsibly for your everyday bills that you're already gonna pay, and then pay it off in full. Capital One does not want to see you carry any balances, especially when you're rebuilding your credit with them. And this is the number one reason why people don't get this card actually graduated. They say, oh, it's crap. I've been stuck with this $250 limit forever. Yeah, because you're not using the credit card. You got tired of using it, you weren't consistent, and you were carrying balances, and now Capital One's like, yeah, whatever, bro. I mean, you're not consistent. We're not going to give you anything. Make sure that you change your bell notification from mute to notified so you never miss any of our new content that we drop or when I go live, because you just never know when I'm gonna pop up and bring you some more valuable information for free. So remember, if you want to go up the ladder to the next level of Capital One credit cards, use your credit card, pay it off in full, and it's just that simple. Don't carry balances while you're rebuilding with Capital One, because they do not like that and you'll get stuck with this credit card. And then what you want to do is use it as much as you can, pay it off, and then in about 9 months to 12 months, they'll actually graduate this credit card, give you a deposit back as a statement credit, and then give you the unsecured version. And then from that point, you want to work hard with that card for another 6 to 8 months and then upgrade it to a different card. Because Capital One is one of the very few companies out there that has what's called the upgrade link. And I've done other videos about this you might want to go watch out there if you have a Capital One credit card. You can upgrade any Capital One credit card, but again, remember, the secret sauce is don't carry a balance. Use the card as much as you you possibly can, pay it off in full every month, and then guess what? Move up to a different credit card. And of course, this credit card has no annual fee. Now, it doesn't come with a bunch of bells and whistles like the Discover It secured card, but this is a great card because it can lead to so many other cards in the Capital One family. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you start to bank with Capital One, do a checking and a savings account, the more products you use, the more you can build a relationship up with Capital One, and they're gonna be willing to give you auto loans, student loans, I mean, you name it, they do everything. And that's exactly why it made the list. Now, coming in hot at number 1, burning up the charts. This is the only credit card that anyone can get approved for, even with bad credit. And guess what? There's absolutely no hard inquiry. The number 1 spot goes to the Cred AI credit card. This is one of the most unique credit cards with no fees whatsoever, ever. I'm literally telling you, there's no fees ever. You don't pay any interest. You don't pay any monthly fees. There are no fees whatsoever. This is also one of the very few, or maybe the only credit card that has 55,000 free ATMs across the United States. So if you ever do need to get cash with this card, you can use it at ATM and you pay absolutely $0 to pull out some money. And there's no cash advance fees. And I'm gonna explain to you why, so stick with me. Now remember, this is a secured credit card, okay? Because this is for people with bad credit. So that means if you put $10 into your account, you're only gonna have access to $10. If you put 100, if you put 1,000, you'll only be able to use what you actually put on the card. That's what makes it very interesting. But here's the big but. If you open up your card and you decide like, listen, I'm a little brokey broke right now and I don't have any money to put on my card right now, but even if you don't put any money on the card, it's going to report a $1,500 line of credit to all 3 credit reporting agencies consistently every single month, no matter how much money you actually have on your card. And I know that sounds really confusing to everyone. So is it a credit card? Is it a debit card? Is it a secured card? It's a credit card. It is going to report as a credit card, not as a secured credit card on your credit report, but as a credit card with a $1,500 line of credit. Now, you won't be able to use $1,500. Remember, you can only use what you put on the card, and it's gonna help you rebuild your credit and show up as a $1,500 line of credit as opposed to a crappy credit card that's gonna have a $250 limit. This one's gonna give you more bang for your buck. Literally, I mean, it's not gonna cost you a dime. I don't understand how they make money, but I believe it's on the back end of all the transactional fees that they get from, you know, Visa and MasterCard and all those other things. Now, if there are any subscribers out there or viewers that actually have this card, let everybody know about your experience, about how it's reporting that $1,500 line of credit and how easy it was to actually get this, because a lot of people find it hard to believe. Now, the crazy part about this, they're gonna send you a thick black credit card. It's gonna be made out of metal, literally like one of the very rare cards, that kind of like the Apple card, I guess you could say. And then it's gonna have a unicorn on the front of it, which makes it really unique. But it has a lot of other great features. So it has a stealth card. So basically, if you're on websites and you don't trust them, you can use a stealth card and it'll only use it for one time and they don't actually get your full account number, which is awesome. So pay attention to all the other features that it has, because it does have some other better features I'm not gonna go into because I don't wanna make this video too long for you. Now, if you're a parent out there and you have an 18-year-old that just got out of high school and they really don't understand how to use credit cards, you don't wanna give them one of yours, you can get them this specific credit card right here. And guess what? They can learn to never overspend and get themselves in debt, because remember, you can only spend what you put on the credit card. So there's no way for anyone to get in debt with this credit card. And this is why it's number 1. You can't get in debt with this specific credit card. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We covered a big one with the top 3 best credit cards for anyone that has bad credit. Make sure that you watch the next video, because it is about the best 5 credit cards plus some bonuses for beginners that are past the bad credit stage in their life. Now, if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.